Spotify, and online at rocklandnews.com. Thanks for joining us today. Here is your host, Tom Osa.
And thanks everyone for joining us for another episode of Government Matters. I have with us as our guest today, Town of Haverstraw Supervisor Howard Phillips. Hey Howard, thanks for joining us today. What's going on?
Well, it's a pleasure as always, and it definitely is spring. It's got to be hitting 80 degrees today, Tom. So that is just wonderful to see. Everybody's out there. We're getting a lot of activity at our new parks. And That's wonderful to see. That's why we built it. I mean, the kids are taking full advantage of the playground area. And I'll tell you, I wish I had that playground area when I was a kid. We've got the adults playing a lot of pickleball at the 3 new pickleball courts.
Pickleball
and then
is like
we have
the thing this year. I hear you.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that great? And then we have a lot of youngsters and teenagers at the new skate park, and they are just packing it on the weekends and the evenings. So, you know what? That's why we built it. It was for the families in Haverstraw. And it's great to see everybody taking advantage of it. Of course, on our baseball/softball synthetic turf field, we're getting a tremendous amount of play, practices. We have numerous games all scheduled. But you know what? It's becoming quite the beautiful park. It's the Town of Haverstraw Sports Recreational Complex. And we're not done yet. We've got more things to do. But we're very pleased at how the skate slash rollerblade park came out. Now, we can't allow kids on there with those scooters, the steel manual scooters. We've had to chase them off, and bicycles, no bicycles either. We've had to chase it off. It's just skateboarders and rollerblading. But Tom, I don't know how they do it. I'm glad I haven't been called upon to demonstrate how to properly skateboard. But we got this bowl that they go in, and it's like going straight down. It's like on one of those roller coasters where you feel like you're gonna go just straight down and you just crash. But some of them are very talented.
There's definitely a certain physics to it. And I told you off the air that I wasn't like a big skateboarder back in the day, but you and I know each other for, I guess, almost 30 years and stuff. And, you've done really amazing things. Not going to be like that. But, one of the things that we talked about a long time ago was that BMX track idea, right? And I tend to notice that, recreation for the youths, if I can invoke the gentleman from My Cousin Vinny, the youths, it's back, and that gives the kids a lot of opportunity to play outside like it was like the 1990s. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I say to everybody that if I had it when I was a kid, I would have been over there every single day too. But we do have regulations. You're supposed to, there's a sign there, wear the proper equipment. I remember when I used to take my guys rollerblading when they were young, and we'd have the knee pads, the elbows, the helmet, and the wrist guards. So it's really skate at your own risk. Same with, whether you're skateboarding or rollerblading. It's something that the younger you are and the earlier you start, the more adept you're going to be, the more skilled you're going to be at skateboarding and rollerblading. But we have a number of things there where, they jump up, they ride the rail. We've got some different type of, curves and bends that I think they're going to like. So, it's a real skateboard park and rollerblade park. And I'm just hoping they take full advantage of it, which they seem to be doing. I mean, within the first couple of weeks now that we've opened it, it has literally been packed at times. And I like that. I just love seeing that.
Yeah, we were driving by several times on the way over it, and I saw you over at New York Sports Club a few times. So that's like on our route back and forth.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was hopping even in the morning. So I mean,
isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
Now it is restricted to Town of Haverstraw residents, but whenever we have any games or practices, which we have a ton of them on, whether it's the multi-purpose field or the baseball field. Then anybody of the public can come in and utilize it because we really don't check IDs then. We do check them though when there are no games or practices going on. We've always
Mhm.
tried to accommodate the school district. There's a lot of needs for our kids there, but we have a few travel teams. Of course, we have the Haverstraw Little League. We have North Rockland youth football. We have North Rockland soccer.
Mhm.
So
East Ramapo soccer,
East Ramapo Soccer came over to take advantage of it.
rents our field.
So we've been doing a good job. And when we do that, to say somebody out of town, we do charge and we do get money. Same with the travel teams. So it's a good way of helping offset the cost. And
Yeah, that's what I
speaking,
figured. I was thinking that, like, for instance, if it's out of towners, obviously if they want access, and then they could go through, a town, something. I mean, that's the town of Havestraw's purview.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
speaking of really working with everyone, we have the 2026 North Rockland Sports and Law Enforcement Day, which will
That's
be
on
there at the Town of
Saturday, May
Haverstraw
2nd,
Sports
right?
Complex. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
know what's great? We have numerous officers. We probably have well over 20 officers who come there that day. Stony Point will send some over, along with a number of our staff. Coach Casarella has been intimately involved with it.
Hmm.
Joe
That's
Castaldo,
right.
Mike
Yeah.
Castaldo, I'm going to call him Joe. Mike
Hmm.
Castaldo, the new athletic director, he's very involved with it. We have Peter Eckerd with the PAL gets involved with it. But it's great to see because we have so many officers participating. Not only do you get the two towns, we'll have the state police come in and demonstrate some of their things. Sheriff Lou Falco has always been so helpful. He'll send over his canine dog along with the horse patrol and some
Hmm.
other things. We'll have the helicopter there. And the DEA will be there. Dennis Sullivan, who grew up in Stony Point, works in the DEA. He will get their helicopter to be there that day. And there's going to be all different things. You'll have obstacle courses, karaoke, hockey, soccer, field hockey, lacrosse, tennis,
Wow.
bowling, football, volleyball, baseball, softball, basketball, crew rowing, and all different other things. So it's wonderful to see so many people participating. Supervisor from the town of Stony Point, Amy Stamp. Amy will be there.
Yeah, she's awesome.
So, it's really a great North Rockland get together to try and introduce the students, no matter what the age, we get high school, middle school, and younger, but to introduce them to our police officers, law enforcement. It's a perfect way, Tom, in which we can break down barriers and build
Mhm.
up these relationships between officers and really the youth in our community. So
100%.
I'm looking forward to that. It goes from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that is again going to be Saturday, May 2nd, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the new Town of Haverstraw Sports Complex.
And for those of you that are interested in hearing how it went, we'll have sports reporter Thomas Brady. That's right. His name is Tom Brady over here at Rockland's News. And we'll be on site to check out some things that are happening over there so you can share in the experience there. But yeah, that's
Tell him I
amazing.
said bring Giselle with him.
No, no, no. I saw the roast 2 days ago. I got to
Yeah.
tell you. And Kevin Hart was completely merciless on him.
Uh,
And I can't even go into detail on this, PG
I
rated
know,
show.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
Some of
I,
it was over the top, Tom. I
oh,
was like, oh,
yeah.
geez, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah. That was
you
fun
just
times.
shake your head at those, Tom, right?
Totally. And and with Thomas Brady, and I don't know anything about sports. Like, my family did the bike store back in the day. Actually, my
Yes.
mom told me today, 78 years that he was in the bicycle business altogether. I'm like, wow.
Wow,
Yeah, like I guess he started when he was like 10 years old, and
that's
yeah,
amazing. That's
wild.
amazing.
But
You know,
that's
the
amazing
the
for it.
the other thing that we have going on this Saturday, the PBA has asked if the town board would like to participate with them. They have a cleanup along Route 202, Keep America Beautiful.
Oh,
So
all right.
myself and the board members will be out there with members of the PBA. You'll see us along Route 202. We'll probably have a couple guys from the Highway and Parks Department assisting us, but just cleaning up the road, go all the way going up Route 202. You know what? It's a good way to really, I think, impress upon your residents the need to keep our community litter free. I
Mm,
like doing these things, and I like the fact that the police have dedicated a section of Route 202, the PBA has, to keeping it clean. It sets an example for especially teenagers that they see, the adults out there caring for their community. I think it makes a difference. So we're
it
looking
does.
forward to doing that. And I have to tell you, it wouldn't be spring without the Haverstraw Little League parade and opening ceremonies. So this past Friday night, they recognized at their dinner Anthony Gizzi. Anthony's one of the members of our zoning board, excuse me, planning
I
board.
know Anthony. Yeah, yeah.
A good, really
Very,
good guy,
very
but
nice
he's got
gentleman.
over 50 years of service in the Haverstraw Little League. He's done just about everything you can possibly imagine for the Little League, coaching, umpire, concession, all merchandise. He's been in charge of that, player agent. So, it's nice to see somebody that really has done an outstanding job of volunteering and for so long be recognized for his generosity and kindness. And then on Saturday, Tom, it was amazing. The
Mhm.
amount of energy that you could feel in the parade on our way from the Knights of Columbus down Broadway, up Gurney Avenue to the field, all of the young players, boys and girls, very excited about opening up and playing baseball. I wish I had that energy that these young kids had. It was so much fun and
Well,
great
I
to
mean, you did
see.
post it to your Facebook, and quite frankly, that's withstood the test of time in terms of being able to communicate what's happening around the town. I mean, you were an early adopter of Facebook, and there's so many that have
Yes.
stayed on it. I guess we'd say at this point, for better or for worse.
Yep.
But it seems to. I mean, just from my perspective, it seems to have calmed down a little bit, at least
Oh yeah.
locally, which I'm
I
happy
think
about.
so too, and I'm glad about that because sometimes people would go on social media, especially Facebook, and say the most outrageous things without any evidence or proof or factual information behind it. But
Yeah.
it's good to post it on because then you can get the whole community involved. And at
Yes.
opening day, it was really nice because they honored four people posthumously: Harvey DiCaprio, John Hickey. I think you knew John, Tom, right? Frank
John
LaRusso.
passed away.
Yeah, yeah. John used to be a lieutenant on our police department, and sadly he passed away. But Frank LaRusso and then Joe Mack, four individuals who Deluso. I said it. I said, what did I say? I did get it wrong. LaRusso. I see Michael's here to correct me in my Italian names. Thank you,
We're gonna
Michael.
both show you. Don't worry. We saw enough of the all the various incarnations of Costa Nostra, and they went back to Italy. They're not here. They're not here. They're not here. Uh,
Yeah. But
it's
it
like
was
when
nice because Councilman Gamboli spoke on Friday night about such great memories and what the Little League has meant to the youth of our community, and then
yeah,
so many people got up and spoke about all the four gentlemen that they recognized. Just really, we live in a community that has so many outstanding individuals that do so much.
sure.
Mike Sansonetti emceed the Friday night dinner. Mike was my all-star coach. Great guy. Over the years, another person that has just dedicated himself to the youth of our community. There's so many, Tom, in Haverstraw that have done an incredible and extraordinary amount of volunteering. It's wonderful to see them finally, get some great recognition for their service. But again, it was a great day. We had so much fun, and I don't think there was a kid there that didn't have a big smile on their face. The only thing is they don't want to hear the politicians speak too long. So at the end of it, when I was finishing up my little talk, every year we do a challenge, And this year, it's now up to $200. So the first boy in the major leagues who hits a home run gets $200. The first girl that gets a home run in the majors gets $200. So that
Oh, wow.
just, set them.
From the Democratic Party.
Yeah, from the Democratic Party, not from, it's actually from the town board and the town elected officials. It's not from the town. We didn't, we can't spend money
No, no,
on
no,
that.
I get it. No, don't
But
worry. Don't
it's
even worry
great
about that.
that,
My
and it's great
question,
to have this challenge because they just
right.
get really excited about it. Of course, they
I
do
mean,
the
my
wrong
question to
thing.
you is, I do have to ask this. Now, will there be, I mean, at some point in the future, will there be like, another grassroots organization that comes up in the ranks and like ties all of the different challenges that we have, that we have from time to time? It's just the course of nature. Is that how the system works in terms of like, different influencing community groups, things like that? Or how does that work?
I think grassroots always has a powerful effect because it comes from your residents. So yeah,
Right.
that will always be, I think, Tom. And you know what? It should be because we're all public servants and we're all here and we're supposed to
Yeah.
listen to our residents and their needs. So the minute you start ignoring that, that's the time you need to set your sights on other goals, other occupations. That's
Right.
all we ever are, and I stress that to all of our employees. We're public servants, no more, no less,
Hmm.
and we're here to help the people and the public. And you know what? That's what keeps you in office. It really does. People, the public, it could be fickle at times. But you can't, Lincoln said it years ago, you can't fool all the people all the time. They see who's in it for them and who's in it for themselves. And it's very hard to fool the public. You can
Hmm.
do it for a little bit, like Lincoln said, but you can't do it all the time because they will see through it, becomes very transparent.
Right.
But you know
Yeah.
what, Tom? We've been very fortunate here in Haverstraw because we do have such an active community and so many
Right.
people that volunteer and get involved. That's the critical thing. And that's why I think we have to keep pressing for more affordable home ownership. Because when you make somebody a homeowner, I don't care if it's a condominium, a townhouse, single family, mobile home, when they own their own place, they put roots deep down into your community.
Right.
And we need more of that. We need to find more affordable ways. Habitat for Humanity does a great job with getting first time homeowners. And we
Yeah.
need more of that. I think that
There's
people have
another
turned to rentals only
Habitat.
because I'm
I'm sorry. Habitat has another house that they're rebuilding, I believe, on Railroad Avenue, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes, I
Right.
was there at the groundbreaking.
Yeah.
They've done I think about six of them in the town of Haverstraw and the villages so far. And you know what? That's should be expanded upon. If you want to talk about funding programs, those are the type of programs that should be funded. Because all of this rental, all you wind up doing is keeping people under your thumb, under the thumb of, the landlord, whoever the owner is, and people want to be independent. That's the American dream, own your own home. So the more we can do that, the better off we are.
Without a doubt. And the next step is creating meaningful work. I don't know if you caught on the airwaves. And as for those of you that know that you've heard the interviews that I've gotten the benefit of doing with Howard Phillips and Jim Monahan, certainly George Holman, Teresa Kenny, County Executive Day. And, we've had a great dialogues. But the other part of it is employment. And I don't know if you saw
Yes.
recently, Howard, we put our dog Watson to work. He just signed his working papers this morning.
Doing what?
Well, we have rocklandjobs.org, okay? And it's for like jobs. Like, for instance, we put a few jobs out there for Bear Mountain. They're looking for forest rangers. The state police is opening up their
Wow.
7 academy. And Watson has signed up to become an influencer because I certainly
That's
can't
great.
do it.
That is great. I love to hear that. I
We'll
have
do a few
my
videos.
one of my cousins, Mark Harris, has a dog, and
Yeah.
he loves to go up to Anthony's Nose and hike up to the top. And I'm always telling him that his dog is probably dragging him up that hill, and that's why he brings it. Amazing. But that's
Yep.
great, Tom.
Yep.
I never thought of that. Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna have to tell my wife. We have a giant schnauzer, Sammy. I'm gonna tell my wife because
mhm,
our dog Sammy, she's a character too. She's bigger than anything, but you know what?
right.
Anybody that comes to the door, it's amazing. Amazon, anybody, and
Howard, I
she's
think
ready
I
to
might have
greet
found the
them.
loop.
Yep, she's ready to greet them and lick them to death. I
Mhm.
keep saying to Arlette, I said, she's supposed to be protecting the home, not, greeting everybody like, she's on some game show.
Yeah, yeah. And I think I might have found a loophole in terms of how many taxes that I have to pay for, through payroll to him. He works for Num Nums. Like he just gets a treat every once in a while, and he's happy. We give him free housing over here,
There you
and
go.
I'm sure that there's a tax benefit somewhere, but so far I couldn't find anything
Yeah,
in New
yeah,
York
you have
State
to,
requirements thus far. Every,
you're going to have to find
yeah.
some deductible there, Tom. Speaking of
Yes,
that,
I have to speak with the accountant and leave it to
yep.
him.
And speaking of that, tomorrow is tax day, so I hope everybody got their taxes in.
That's right, exactly. And for those of you that are looking for a really cool accountant, I definitely, and this is just my opinion, but I got my friend Michael McGovern, modernfinancialcare.com, and I've used them for approximately 10 years. And happy to throw that out there. And there's a lot of reputable accountants out there, but if you want to learn more about Modern Financial Care, simply visit modernfinancialcare.com, and they can help you with those things. It's probably too late to do your taxes with them this year, but keep them in mind because they can really help anyone's business. They've done it for me for 10 years plus, and we're happy to recommend them from time to time.
That's great. Tom, I have
Howard,
one other
thanks for
thing that
being
I
on the
just
show today. Anything else?
Yeah, I have one other thing. Tonight at our town
Please,
board
yes.
meeting, we're going to be recognizing Sean Christopher McDermott. He lives in Garnerville, and he
Mhm.
got his Eagle Scout Award for installing a flagpole and beautifying the garden at the American Legion Post 1682 in New City. What a wonderful thing for him to do, and I'm so happy for him. But we'll be presenting him with a really nice plaque, and that's an amazing accomplishment for any young man to become an Eagle Scout. It takes so many badges to get to that point, and takes a tremendous amount of dedication. So congratulations to Sean McDermott.
Awesome. Many congratulations. And I'm hoping that I'll get to see you for our first video podcast series that we're going to be doing shortly, because we've decided to make the jump and have those interviews because, let's face it, TV is something that's in our everyday lives. And we certainly want our elected officials and people that have a vested interest in making Rockland County a better place to see our elected officials and our friends and community and business members, people that make a difference in the 5 towns of Rockland County. So Howard, thanks for being on today. We always appreciate you taking your time.
Thank you, Tom, and I look forward to being on your let's call it a video internet show, Tom. Thank you so much.
Yes, video internet show. Stay tuned, everybody, for that. And let's just say a few nice words about our sponsors. Here's Alana. Okay, first and foremost, we want to thank our premier sponsors for 2026. That's the New York Boulders baseball team. Stadium located in Pomona, New York. They're celebrating their 15th annual season with new synthetic turf. A lot of events that are going to be happening over there. Learn more about them at NewYorkBoulders.com. Work Smart New York Business Boot Camp coming up on April 29th. Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, Easy Temp, located in Hackensack, New Jersey, for all your ice machine repairs. Fiesta Acapulco, Kobe Sushi, Whole Shot Bagels, Stony Point Pancake Factory, and the UPS store in West Haverstraw. Thanks for joining us today. We'll catch you next time. Take care.